The Israeli military is preparing for the next stages of the war with the Hamas militant group as hostilities enter the 9th day. Israeli troops are gearing up for strikes from the air, sea and land as they prepare for significant ground operations in Gaza. Over 2,300 people have been killed in Israel's retaliatory attacks on Gaza. Over 1,300 people have been killed in the Hamas attacks on Israel. WION's correspondent Sadan Sybil and video journalist Sanjit Tiwari have reached Sadat. Now they continue to bring in the latest updates. As the threat of a ground assault looms over Gaza, Israel has upped its preparations. It has amassed its troops near the Gaza border. Take a look at these visuals. Dozens of tanks and other heavy armored vehicles have been positioned near the kibbutz Be'eri in southern Israel. Israeli soldiers, along with reservists, have been deployed near the border. In addition, rocket sirens were heard in a Gazan border town of Nahal Oz. There are no immediate reports of damage or injuries. Meanwhile, the southern border city of Derut is being evacuated as the country prepares for its ground offensive into Gaza. The Israeli Defense Forces are evacuating the residents by 1 p.m. local time. This comes on the back of massive military deployment in southern Israel. WION's team at the location continues to bring in the updates for you from Israel. The Israeli Defense Forces have announced that they will not target the corridor being used by Gaza residents who are moving south for their safety. An IDF spokesperson said, and I quote, "The IDF will refrain from targeting the designated axis between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. The IDF has requested Gaza residents to take advantage of the short period of time." This to move south from the northern Gaza Strip and Gaza City towards Khan Yunis. The announcement comes as an Israeli attack is currently underway at a firing range in Lebanon. Now, earlier, firing was reported at an Israeli settlement across the border. Following the incident, the Israeli forces decided to isolate the area of up to 4 kilometers from the northern border with Lebanon. The IDF has clarified that entering the area is strictly prohibited for common people. The United States is dispatching a ship to Israel for departing U.S. citizens. The ship is going to take U.S. nationals and their families from Haifa port in Israel to Cyprus tomorrow. The boarding shall take place between 8 and 9 a.m. local time. Now, Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong also confirmed new chartered and military flights for citizens. These flights are being scheduled to pick up from Australians from Israel. The travel advisory urges Australians to consider the first available option of departure. Meanwhile, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi has said that Israel's actions in Gaza have gone beyond the scope of self-defense and that the Israeli government must cease its collective punishment of the people of Gaza. Wang made the comments on a call to his Saudi Arabian counterpart, saying that all parties should not take any action to escalate the situation. Now, considering the situation in Gaza, the European Commission has announced tripling its current humanitarian assistance to almost $79 million. The European Union decided earlier this week to maintain aid to Palestinians. Now, backtracking after a commissioner said that the European Commission was putting all of its development aid for Palestinians under review. On the other hand, Hamas has told people not to leave, saying the roads out are unsafe. The group has alleged that dozens were killed in strikes on cars and trucks carrying refugees. Israel says Hamas is preventing people from leaving in order to use them as human shields. Now, our principal diplomatic correspondent, Dan Sybil, sends us this report from Ground Zero in Zerat. Listen in.
I'm here in Sderot, a southern Israeli town which was the ground zero of the Hamas attack. Today, this town is a ghost town with no civilians present. All of them have been evacuated, and this area is very close to the Gaza border. Since morning, we have seen palpable tension on the ground. We have seen troop movement happening, the movement of the tanks towards southern Israel, and heavy artillery as well here in Sderot, where there was violence, the terror attack by Hamas. We saw how essentially there are bullets on the roads, and there are vehicles with bullet marks, but that is something that shows that how brutal was the terror attack. The country is still reeling under the terror attack, and there are worries over the evacuation of several Israeli nationals who have been taken as hostages by Hamas in Gaza. But Israel has made it clear that it will take strong action against Gaza, and it has been calling that the Gazans should leave northern part of Gaza Strip towards southern part, but that can lead to a major humanitarian challenge and a crisis. With video journalist Sanjeet Siddhant Sybil for WION in Sderot, southern Israel.